Typhoon Imong has made landfall in Pangasinan along the west coast of the Philippines as the strongest storm to come on shore in this area of the country in 16 years. And I know this sounds incredible. Of course, the Philippines get hit all the time by tropical systems like this, but usually they come in from the east and they weaken out before moving across the mountains, or if they come in from the west, they stay relatively weak, more of a tropical storms type status. And you can see right here, clear eye wall actually on radar imagery. Now, it's not that great. This is the Philippines. We don't have the most fantastic radars out here, but it really did show you that eye wall coming on shore there along the peninsula here in Pangasinan, moving off towards the north, and now it's headed off towards places like Candon, across La Union, over towards Abra and Ilocos Norte. You're all going to be looking at these windy conditions as we go ahead overnight and into your Friday morning. Signal Force 4, in fact, raised out here, which is more or less the equivalent of a straight-up typhoon warning. Now, maybe the time you're watching this, the storm's already passed kind of your area, but this is where the peak of that worst of the weather in Pangasinan was later on into the evening here on Thursday. Overnight, though, it's moving towards the north, so probably by the time you're watching this in San Fernando, already picking up conditions. And then we look out towards the Cagayan Valley. It's going to be more so heading into tomorrow morning and also across parts of Ilocos Norte over towards Apari about 9-10 o'clock here on your Friday is really when you're going to see some of the worst of the conditions as this passes on by. So let's take a look at the forecast track from JMA. I do remember this made a bit of a U-turn, and I'm going to have a full separate video update discussing why it did that and associate it with the Fujiwara effect. It's not something you have to be scared of. It doesn't mean you're going to have this big mega storm, but basically you had our other storm, Francisco, off towards the north, impacting Okinawa. Trampoline alert in place for our military members out there. That's chucking some trampolines. That pulled this towards the north, and thus it made that sharp U-turn and basically ran across, and it's running across northwestern Luzon here with all this heavy rainfall. And even as it pulls away and basically weakens out towards the south and east of Taiwan, we're going to continue to see that inflow band push in behind it with continued rainfall over the course of the weekend and the early part of next week for the west coast of Luzon. And the issue is we've seen rainfall for a week now. And now we got more rain with the typhoon, and then we're still going to have more after the typhoon into the early part of next week. So there's an additional, for example, Cavite City, Sangley Point, seen 1,000 millimeters in the past 5 days. 1,000. That's insane. And we got more, and I'm sure the numbers are even higher in some of these mountainous terrains across the Cordillera Mountains there. You need a break. Yeah, the rains are going to lessen up a bit Saturday and the Sunday, but they don't lessen up significantly enough where you have sunshine and to dry things out. Now, places like the Cagayan Valley, you're going to stay relatively dry. The mountains are saving you there, but not the case for our friends further inland. So we take a look at the flyover for the Philippines. You emphasize in Mindanao. Sorry, guys. I'm focusing more on towards the north here where, these just heavy showers. Manila, more rain. I know it's been flooding there for you, but especially for parts of Region 1 here on our Saturday. So let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. Like I said, it's a quick update. I'm specifically talking about this landfalling typhoon at this time, the strongest tropical system to come on shore in the west coast of the Philippines, northwestern Luzon, Pangasinan specifically. I shouldn't just say the west coast in general because I haven't looked into those stats. But for this area where it did come on shore, almost 2 decades the last time. Now, there have been other systems, but this is the strongest based on statistics, at least at this time. So it's interesting, and boy, it is it's a rough go out there. By the way, all these graphics and right here, Weatherscape XT, courtesy of our Patreon members who always support this channel. Plus, these other graphics you see like right here. Shout out to Lex who's been making these. Follow Western Pacific Weather on Facebook. I can't stress that enough. If you're not a Facebook person, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Those are the 2 main places we do post. We used to post a lot on Twitter, but it doesn't really get many engagements. Facebook seems to be the spot that the go for at least the Philippines and the Western Pacific. Also, I've been thinking about opening up a WhatsApp chat. If you are curious or you want more of that, then maybe that might be another avenue. The point is to get as much of this data out there as possible. And a big shout out to all our team members who've been tracking this storm throughout its duration, making sure that everybody is staying informed. All right. Stay safe out there, friends, though. And I hope you, I hope you stay safe out there tonight. All right. I'm going to end on that, especially those ahead and being impacted currently by this typhoon.